So welcome back, everyone. And I'm really excited about also bringing on my next guest. Never been on my show before. I have with me Hy Hendrik, and he is the not only founder, the inventor, and CEO. It's called Smart Metric. Welcome to the show, and I want you to tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Okay, I'm the founder and inventor, and thanks very much, Carol, first of all, for having us on. And it's Miss Hendrik. I've got a very bad cold at the moment, so please forgive me as Hy Hendrik. So I founded this company in 2002. Dates back to when I wrote a patent dealing with the use of smart cards for payments, making payments. Now everybody is getting these cards in their wallets these days. They're called the chip cards or the EMV chip cards. But I'm the inventor of the technology going back to 1999. I founded my company Smart Metric in 2002, and we've spent the last just over a decade now in creating a fingerprint scanner that fits inside a credit card. And it has taken us an incredible amount of time to reduce the electronics of a fully fledged fingerprint scanner, similar to what you'd find in your iPhone or Samsung phone, to be able to put all those electronics down into a credit card and basically on paper thin circuit board with all specially engineered electronics, including Cortex processors and memory chips and power management systems and all the great electronics. So we've created the world's thinnest, smallest fingerprint scanner that sits inside a credit card, and the credit card is turned on only by your fingerprint. So somebody steals your credit card, or you lose it, or you're out for drinks and you leave it on the counter, and somebody behind the counter misuses it, and that can't happen now because the card, you touch the card with your finger, and it scans your fingerprint in 0.25 of a second, and then activates the chip on the card. And without your fingerprint match on the card, your card won't work.
So
that's what we've created.
That is amazing. Now, let me ask you something. Is the card, first of all, I want to just ask you a few things that are not even on here, okay?
Go ahead.
Is this going to make the card any larger than it is, or is it going to keep it the same size that it is now?
Well, it'll keep it the same size.
Yes.
To be able to be issued by banks as a Visa or a MasterCard credit card, it has to conform to very strict size controls,
sure,
and thickness of the card and shape and everything.
And
so
how will
exactly the same as the card?
Will we have to then go to the banks to get our card so that we can obviously be fingerprinted? How does that work?
It depends on the security of the bank, how they want to handle this. You can get banks. A lot of the big banks have what they call instant issue cards now, where you can get your card issued on the bank premises. And that would be a good place for you to then initialize the card with your fingerprint. Or else you could get it in the mail. Some of the large volume credit card issuing companies are used to sending out the cards in the mail. Now, in that instance, and also in the bank branch, should be no different. When you get the card, you swipe your finger 3 times over the little sensor on the card, which is right near the chip. And it stores your fingerprint inside that card, and forever nobody else will be able to store another fingerprint in there, and your fingerprint is held inside the card in a very secure memory. The other advantage with this is that your fingerprint isn't on a central database. You're not giving your fingerprint to the bank, and it's not flying around over networks. So there's no possibility of being hacked or intercepted while it's being used for a transaction. So very simple for the consumer. In fact, it's simpler to enroll your fingerprint in your card than it is for the Samsung or Apple phone.
How long did this take you to develop? And, I just wanted to know how long it took you to do it, and then and how soon do you think we're going to get it out there to the public like this?
The biggest, the short answer is it's taken us since 2004 to now. So 12 years.
And
The biggest problem was that there were no off-the-shelf components. If it was a simple thing as like an iPhone or an Android phone, you've got off-the-shelf components. You've got your memory and all your electronics that go into your phone. They're just then sent to an assembler. You make a circuit board, and then you have something that's half an inch thick, which is the standard phone. We're dealing with sizes in millimeters. You look at the thickness of a credit card. Well, the electronics and the circuit board itself has to be a quarter of the thickness of a credit card to be able to then allow for the lamination and the manufacturing of the card itself. So, cut a long story short, we've had to build the electronics ourselves, pushing the envelope and creating actually the smallest, thinnest components in the electronics field imaginable, and that's what's taken this length of time. 12 years.
wow.
Now, we're ready. After all of that, we're ready now for production. In fact, we have production capabilities now where we can produce 1 million cards a month, and we can upscale that to 10 million cards a month with little effort.
Now, it shows here that there's a rechargeable battery. So what does that mean? And where is that on it? And how does that work?
That is inside the card, the world's smallest, thinnest rechargeable battery inside the card itself. So when you insert the card into your ATM machine, these new chip cards, when you insert it into the ATM machine or the reader at your retail store, it recharges the battery. It draws actually power down through the credit card's chip, and it instantly recharges the battery.
Wow. Is this the only card like it on the market?
Yes.
Wow.
First in the world and only.
And on Networking Arizona, thank you. So wait a minute. I want to also ask you some other important questions. So no PIN or signatures are required. Does the retail store or the ATM need any special equipment then?
No. Now, what we're doing, we're layering this technology over the existing payments infrastructure. So if the Visa or the store or the players or the bank require the PIN, then the PIN will work, or signature. So that's all dependent on the players and the payments card infrastructure. What we've done is sort of created this big padlock in the card itself. So the card itself won't work, but when it's activated in quarter of a second, it's then ready to use. So as you swipe your finger and then reach across to put it into the reader, it's already activated. And then you just, whether it's signature or chip and PIN, whatever is the existing system, you just go ahead and operate as normal. So no additional equipment or readers are required. It works with the standard chip and readers. The truth is, you wouldn't even need a PIN with this or a signature. And so the biometric technology is so much superior that you wouldn't need all of these. But the banks will probably get that point at some point in the future.
Well, I know a lot of people are probably really interested in learning more about this. The website is smartmetric.com. So smartmetric.com. We don't have only but a couple of more minutes here. So I just want to ask you something, and I don't know how it works. Is it going to cost us money? How's it going to work?
Depends on your bank. We're talking with banks not only in the United States but around the world, and some are in fact looking at subsidizing this and giving it out free as a premium card. And then others are looking at having it offered as a one-time thing. It's not unusual for banks to charge $100 annual fee for premium cards or whatever, but it's going to be under $60 or $70.
But I know anybody would be willing to pay something like that, considering what happens when we get fraud, and that's awful. Real quickly, so then a thief could not ever falsify a fingerprint. Is that correct?
That's right.
Wow.
Right.
That's right, because we all have just one.
That's one thing that's unique. That's one thing that's unique to the individual. And by the way, it's safer than these picture type security systems because it's Snapchat and all of these things where you've got photos floating around the web with of you, and trying to use that for security is really horrible. But your fingerprints are wonderful, and it's unique to yourself. So
Wow.
nobody can use your card.
It's really fascinating, and I wish you were coming on longer so that you can really go into this. What would be your final words real quickly?
Look out for the fingerprint-activated credit card.
I know,
And,
that's exciting. And here you heard it on Networking Arizona. You got to check them out. The website is smartmetric.com. And doesn't it make sense? I'd be willing to pay the extra money for that for sure. So again, check them out. It's smartmetric.com. It's on its way.